What's up? What's up? This your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. I know y'all heard this news about they saying that Drake is better than Michael Jackson, and they saying that Drake is better than Michael Jackson in 2021 because of album sales. It's just crazy though because I'm from the era of when Michael Jackson was in his prime. I was born in the late '80s, so Michael Jackson still was a big influence, and he still is a big influence. In these times. But I want to start off with something funny to start off this show tonight. Uh, this comedian Sheila King, he had a video I thought was funny.
Ah, ladies and gentlemen, anybody want to tell me just what in the delusional, diabolical, don't nobody got no business comparing these two at all under no circumstances is going on here? What is this article? RapTV.com? Y'all put this
Yeah, and
up
then
here?
you
No.
just you just look at it, you like, why in how in the world they compare Drake to Michael Jackson? And you just think about all the influence that Michael Jackson has had on, music culture as a whole, not even the African American culture, but all cultures. He's influenced a whole, the whole world. Like everybody knows Michael Jackson, and then you're gonna compare him to Drake. But I know Drake though. I know he's like, wow, they comparing me to Michael Jackson. Like that's an honor. But at the same time, it's hard to compare, Drake to Michael Jackson, especially if you're from the generation I'm in. But it's something to consider because the children these this day and time, they do look up to Drake as somebody like Michael Jackson because that's what they grew up on as well. So you have to consider those things as well. But if you come from my generation, it's like how in the world you compare those two?
Is Drake in 2021 bigger than Michael? Hell no. I ain't saying he can't be bigger than Michael. Ain't no artist. Why y'all just like to say stuff. This
Shout
why I
out to
don't know.
Sheila King. I be watching his stuff all the time, but this one was, the way he explained it is like how in the world they compare those two.
Nobody like y'all because y'all just like to say stuff that don't make no kind of damn sense at all. How you gonna say somebody bigger than Michael Jackson? Who bigger than Michael Jackson? Huh? You would see Michael Jackson every day, all day, for no reason at all. They had Michael Jackson shirts all just everywhere in Walmart, JCP. It didn't matter.
Yeah, like when Michael Jackson album came out, his first album, it's like it was way bigger compared to Drake's first album. Like when Michael Jackson first came out, he was already established as a big star. As far as Jackson 5, he was already a huge star, from a child. And so how can they compare Drake, even now to Michael Jackson then? Like I know currently now they're saying that Michael Jackson's Thriller album has sold like over 600 million or something like that. 6 million or something like that. 6 million 600 million records or something like that. I might be wrong with my records, but it's real high now. How many records he sold, as far as somebody said Drake has the most hits ever. Yeah, I think Drake. He has a lot of hits, but I think still, as far as an influence, I think Michael Jackson has more of an influence. But as far as hits, he might be close. He might be breaking records. But he said MJ, the biggest Drake, right behind it too. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that because yeah, Drake. But I see Beyonce as well as a big influence. behind Michael Jackson as well. But if you look at, this day's generation, I can see why people may say that Drake is compared to Michael Jackson. So you kind of got a way to sit the conversation. Like if you look you look at today's time, a lot of people look up to Drake because he was like actually the first artist to really add that singing part, to rapping. People started singing a lot on their records. So singers, they ran out of business because a lot of these rappers started singing on their records. So
it did not matter. They got Michael Jackson stamps, just everything. Ain't nobody sold more records than Michael. Everybody, Michael done influenced everybody. Why in the hell is y'all?
So are you saying, who do you think win in a versus, Drake or Kanye 20 songs? That's kind of tough though, because they both have their own influence on hip hop culture. Kanye West, there's a lot of big Kanye West fans, and I believe Kanye is different. I think because he was a producer as well, so he has an influence on so many different sides. But Drake, he does have a huge influence, and he has broke a lot of records. So that's kind of a tough question to answer. If Drake or Kanye West 20 songs will, be the best in the verses. So that's kind of hard to, answer.
You comparing somebody to Michael Jackson. Leave that alone. Leave it alone. The hell wrong with you? Drake is a great artist. I like Drake. Drake ain't got no damn glove. Drake ass can't moonwalk.
You saying what's my album of the year? Is that what you're trying to ask me? What's my album of the year? Honestly, I don't really have no album of the year. It's a lot of singles that I like, but I wouldn't say albums. I'm not really into albums like I used to, but it's a lot of singles out there that I like. I'm mostly R&B. I've kind of, a lot of the rap these days I'm not really into like I used to, but cause I feel like a lot of the rappers, they really sound the same on these records. And even, I heard Kanye's West album. It was good, but it wasn't up to, the way he used to, push out his records. But what's your album of the year? Yeah. And thanks for joining the show. Yeah.
Michael Jackson did stuff that didn't make sense, and we never even questioned it. Michael Jackson said, "Chum on." Now y'all don't even know that Michael Jackson got that from the Staples of the singles, Pop Staples now.
Darian says, "I hate these kids." Right? Like, how can they compare Drake to Michael Jackson? But like I said earlier, you gotta look at it from this generation point of view. They look at Drake as that Michael Jackson of this era. That's like, after Whitney Houston passed away, people look up to Brandy as kind of like Whitney Houston as well. So you gotta weigh the issue. But I still feel Michael Jackson has a bigger influence. Even kids these days, Drake has zero classics. Yeah, I agree with that. Drake has a lot of hit songs, but he don't have classics like Michael Jackson. I can agree with that.
Who's the first one to say it? I take you there. They was the first one to say Shamon, but Michael said Shamon, and we ain't say nothing. We know Shamon ain't no damn word.
Darian says Kanye is the closest to MJ. Explain that, Darian. You saying that he's the closest to MJ. Explain that.
He's still We still ain't said. We went right along with it. Michael said, "Shimon, yep, all right." Why? He told us he was bad.
So
He was
yeah,
dangerous.
so yeah, saying that Darian Drake smokes Kanye. I don't know, Kanye. I think Kanye is so creative though, and you gotta think Kanye produced a lot of tracks for Drake as well. But I think they had a little beef. You know, they had a little contest. You know, as far as they albums. But I still feel Kanye has an advantage because I think Kanye does have classic songs. You know, if you think even back to his producing days, you know, producing for Jay-Z, you know, they had classic songs together as well. But Kanye, as an artist himself, he had a lot of classic songs as well. So,
Huh? He was a moonwalker. Hell, Drake a certified lover boy. It ain't nothing wrong with that. All right? But you ain't no speed demon. You understand what I'm saying?
he said you ain't no speed demon. That was fun. I like that part.
Huh? Ludacris said he got pros in different area codes.
So yeah, saying that yes, Drake is a better MC rapper. It's the better MC rapper. I kind of get what is saying because I heard a lot of people write Kanye West raps, so I think Drake write more his rhymes himself. So I see what is saying, but I feel as an overall artist, I think Kanye is more, you know, creative. I think he's more of my favorite to me, Kanye, because you know, I was really into him, you know, from the start, you know, College Dropout. So
that's what Billie Jean was about. Michael been telling y'all. Huh? They trying to put babies on me.
So we talking about the debate, people that's coming in, they talking about, you know, is, you know, Drake better than Michael Jackson? To me, I think, you know, I don't think you could compare those two. But he said Kanye also is a legend, no hate. Yeah, true. Kanye West is a legend. And I think also he was influenced by Michael Jackson as well as far as his visuals. Like for his videos, I think Kanye was influenced by Michael Jackson. You know, to really go all out on videos, you know, make it a movie. And I think Michael Jackson influenced a lot of that. You know, he created movies with his, you know, music videos. So
come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all, why in the hell do y'all even make these stupid ass comparisons? Okay, you compare Prince versus Michael Jackson was
I could see people comparing Prince to Michael Jackson. I can see that, but I don't see people comparing Drake to Michael Jackson. But I know Drake ain't gonna say anything about this because he like, that's dope. People comparing me to like the King of Pop. He like, I ain't gonna say nothing about that because, you know, people comparing me to the King of Pop. But Drake has broke a lot of records and he has had a lot of hits. But I don't think he ever had like a classic song. I don't think he ever had a classic song. But y'all, you know, people out there, y'all may disagree with that. But I feel he never had really of a classic song, you know, like Michael Jackson, stuff like that. So yeah, saying that Drake is bigger because, you know, I'm trying to understand, Drake is bigger than Prince 10 year on top. Yeah, I guess you're trying to say that Drake, you know, is more consistent. She's saying, I think a lot of young artists was influenced by Drake. A lot of artists sound like Drake. That's true. Yeah, I believe a lot of artists do sound like Drake. And he has had an influence on this generation. So I see why some people say that Drake is better than Michael Jackson because you gotta look from the people, you know, that's the millennials and stuff like that. they really look up to, Drake. Yeah, it says Hotline Bling, Controller, One Dance, God Playing in My Feelings are hit classics. Mm, I could say Hotline Bling. That was a big song, and that got a lot of spins on radio. I can say that's close. I can say it's close to a classic, but I wouldn't say. I don't know. What y'all think? Do y'all think Hotline Bling is a classic? Let me know. And also, if you're on here, please subscribe to my channel. I try to give y'all the best content. Subjects that really people talking about in music. And welcome to my show. We talking about, is Drake better than Michael Jackson? So let me know what you think. But yeah, you seem like a big Drake fan. So yeah.
Football comparison. All right, what you need to do is be respectable and compare Drake to somebody who in his era. But don't put him up against Mike.
Yeah, he right. He should be compared to somebody in this era. Uh, Sheila King is right about that. He should be compared to somebody in his era, probably like Lil Wayne or something like that. He should be compared to like somebody like that. So if it was a comparison between Drake or Lil Wayne, who y'all think is better, Drake or Lil Wayne, as far as influence? Yeah.
Do that. Don't put nobody up against Michael until they you got that stop. That stop, and then you wonder why grown people don't like it because you do stuff like this and you letting everybody know that you're stupid. Whoever put this article together needs to be fired, and you need to be kicked in your ass on the way out the door. And yes, I said it.
He sound like he really mad about that. But Hotline Bling. Yeah, Hotline Bling was catchy. But I don't know if it was a classic. But I think Hotline Bling was a catchy song. It was a hit. The net says Wayne, as far as compared to Drake. She's saying Wayne. Yeah, I would say Wayne because Wayne had an influence on Drake. So, I think it's all about influence. I don't look at charts. I think that it's all about influence. Michael Jackson influenced a whole lot of generations of artists and entertainers with his music. Even going down to the glove. The way he did, music videos, like he influenced a whole generation. So I feel, Michael Jackson is better than Drake. That's all I can say. I tried to, weigh each side, but I just feel like Michael Jackson has more of an influence on, future generations. Yeah, say Wayne more influence, Drake greater career in terms of hits and 10 years on top. I can see that. But we just got to see how Drake career turns out later on. See if he's still consistent, through a lot of generations. Because you got to see Michael Jackson influences. He influenced so many generations of artists. Even from the '80s, he influenced movies and all that stuff. So you gotta look at all that stuff as well. So let me show you a video how he influenced like movies and stuff like that. Michael Jackson. So he influenced a lot of movies as well.
Sandy, say yes.
And also, I have a Cash App if you want to support my channel financially. You can send a Cash App, and I'll shout you out. All right. Michael Jackson, he picked up a lot of stuff from movies as well. Like Michael Jackson, he had a lot of influence from other things as well, movies, uh, different artists before his time. So we gotta look at all this stuff. We gotta, look at who he was influenced by and how many people, he influenced. Michael Jackson influenced. So it's crazy.
Tell me about it, Stud.
Then you gotta think about the moonwalk. Like I see you saying the Tootsie Slide, the only dance that people made for an artist since Moonwalk from Michael Jackson. Yeah, like you gotta see how many people was influenced by Michael Jackson as far as the moonwalk and the dance moves. Like people like Omarion, Chris Brown, they was all influenced by Michael Jackson as an artist and as an entertainer. Like even Usher, they really got emotional, especially when Michael Jackson died. So, yeah. So that's some of the influences that he got hit some of his moves from. So, but it's just hard to compare Michael Jackson with Drake because first, they're from different generations, and we ought to check out some other stuff, influences. So we're gonna check out the things that influenced Michael Jackson. So yeah, saying that Michael Jackson #1, but I got Drake #2. I don't know. How many agree with that Drake is #2 compared to Michael Jackson? Let me know if you agree with that. So these are some of the people that influenced Michael Jackson. So the net says I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that either. It's Drake #2. I don't know about that. I think it's more people in consideration. I can see if people said Beyonce because she has had a lot of a lot of influence on this culture as well. It's two different types of music too. Yeah, that's true. Like rap and R&B, and pop, you can't really compare those two. They're two different types of music. So again, we talking about this conversation is Drake. Is Drake bigger than Michael Jackson? I don't think that Drake is bigger than Michael Jackson as far as influence. But a lot of people, they had a thing. Yeah says Drake is a genre itself, almost rap, R&B, drill. I believe that because I think he was the first one that really started that trap R&B rap thing. Like Drake was always good with that. He can rap and then he can sing. He can switch so fast in between those two. And you gotta think about Drake is also a good songwriter. He wrote for R&B artists as well. So he has had a big influence on this generation. So you can't, avoid that opinion. So we're watching some of the people that influenced Michael Jackson, when he started off. Yeah, I can see Beyonce more at number 2 than Drake. I just think about the influence that these people have on other artists and the fans. I look at all that. I consider all that stuff. You can't just look at charts. You gotta look at influence. And I feel Michael Jackson in this situation. I feel like Michael Jackson has a way more influence on music as a whole. So. Yes, and come on, Drake bigger than Beyonce. I don't know. I don't know about that. I disagree with that. I think Beyonce. I don't know. I think Beyonce has more of a. And you gotta think about her span, her career span. She's been in the game since she was like 16, 17 years old. Really with hits. And Drake, he came around 2006. He really hit, but like his first few songs weren't really like hitting like that. So you gotta look at the whole career. I don't think Drake has more of an influence than Beyonce on music culture. Yeah, it says, I think Beyonce sold her soul for fame. I don't know. I'm not in her inside circle, so I can't really say if, that stuff is true. But I can say that Beyonce, she did in a short amount of time, she did, rise up to, where she is now as really a big, highly acclaimed artist. But I don't know about that, if she sold her soul for fame. But it's a lot of research into that, them inside societies and stuff like that. Yeah, says, I just saw some of that, but maybe it's lies. Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of things, to consider as far as fame, because, you never know what goes on in the inside. So I can't say if she sold her soul or not. But it's a lot, with fame and stuff like that. They try to get you to do certain things in order to move up in the music industry. So I can see that. He said, yeah, says, you got Kendrick or J. Cole. Right now, I'm looking at more at J. Cole. I think he has more of a hype right now. As far as his flow and his personality, I think he has more of a influence on people these days, what they listening to and what they looking for. But I like Kendrick though. I'm a big Kendrick fan too. But I think right now J. Cole is that dude that's on the come up. Man, he always been on the come up, but I think people really have their eyes more on J. Cole now than Kendrick Lamar. especially after that last album, Off Season. I think people really have their eyes on J. Cole. Um, Kendrick kind of been behind the scenes these days, so I can't really say Kendrick right now. So. So that was some of the influence. I'm about to go to another video I saw today. They was talking about the same issue.
In challenging times, Dropbox helps businesses adapt, giving you terabytes of storage.
All right, we got to stop doing stuff like this, man. I know y'all want people to talk, but this is not even a debate. Is Drake in 2021 bigger than Michael Jackson at his
All these older people, they not having that.
peak? I can't believe y'all even made this comparison, man. Did you watch the videos of Michael Jackson? Huh? Michael Jackson had people all over the world. They was falling.
Yeah, you see those videos, those old videos. Like, do you think Drake will actually have people falling out for him, like at shows, at concerts? Like, would people actually fall out for Drake? Like, you gotta ask yourself those questions. Like,
passing out just looking at him on stage. They were going to the hospital. You know how many people died because Michael Jackson walked by?
Yeah, those, like, especially those females, like, in those other countries, like, they used to fall out, like, especially those Asian girls, like, they used to fall out and everything from Michael Jackson. And, like, you know, you gotta think about the influence. Like, you know, he got so many fans everywhere around the world. Like, do Drake really have that big, you know, fan base like Michael Jackson? Like, even kids that, you know, were born after Michael Jackson passed away, you know, they're influenced by Michael Jackson. So,
and came back to life, huh? And this wasn't just in America. Sorry, I ain't seen nobody fall over no Drake. And I love Drake. Don't get me wrong, I love him. But I ain't seen nobody faint. I ain't seen nobody die yet over Drake and come back to life, huh? Drake, until you do something like that, you'll never be greater than Mike. I don't care how many records you said. Michael Jackson stood in one place for 42 days. Y'all saw the video? He stood there for 42 days and people screamed the whole time. 42 days.
yeah,
Drake,
it's like, you know, if you look back at those old videos, like, he just stand in one spot and people just go crazy. Like, you gotta ask that question, you know, if Drake stood in one spot and, you know, he didn't have to do nothing, would they scream like that? It's like, you know, you can't compare those two, because Michael Jackson is Michael Jackson, like, the greatest entertainer of all time. You know, he sold so many records. He sold like 2 million records in the first week of Thriller. You know, nobody can't really top that, you know. So
Stand in one place for 42 seconds. People gonna start walking out. Don't ever try to compare no Drake to Michael Jackson. What is wrong with y'all, man? Michael Jackson.
It's kind of like a disrespect too. Like, you know, how y'all gonna compare? You know, like, Michael Jackson he been putting his all in, you know, in his career, you know, throughout his career, and they gonna compare him to Drake. Like, that's crazy.
Greatest of all time. There would be no other artist ever greater than Michael. And he did this without social media. He had no Instagram, no Facebook.
Yeah,
no
you gotta
Twitter,
think about that. Like, you know, it wasn't no social media when Michael Jackson first started, and he still sold that many records. You gotta consider all that stuff. Like, now it's all this streaming and all this stuff. But when Michael Jackson first came out, it wasn't all that, you know, that stuff.
no nothing. Let's not talk about hits. You can literally drive from New York to LA, all on Michael Jackson music. I've done it. I've done a road trip where I just played nothing but Michael Jackson the whole time. That's how many hits he got. Come on now.
Yes,
Come on.
you know, he got so many countless hits from Thriller to his Invincible album. It's like, you know, he got so many. And I hate when these artists pass away. I really don't like those albums they make after they pass away, because they're just not as good as the albums when they're alive, because, you know, they're not there in the studio. All it is taking they vocals and putting it on music, and that's not the same feeling. So, you know, I'm really not with, you know, these record labels making albums, you know, with people, you know, after they pass away. So
Now, Drake, you ain't got that many. And the fact that he was able to stay relevant from what, 6 or 7 to 50 years old. Come on, man. Come on, Drake. I don't even know why y'all even try to compare Drake like that, man. I love Drake, man. Don't do that, man. Michael Jackson.
yeah,
was
it
so
kind of messes up Drake as well when they compare these things, because it kind of make people go against a certain artist that people, you know, actually love. But yeah, I just can't say that Drake is better than Michael Jackson. That's tough to say.
great, y'all. Michael Jackson changed his face 20 times. And all 20 of them mics were famous and bigger than Drake. All 20 mics was better than Drake. Bigger than Drake. Michael Jackson went from a black
And
little boy
he right about all this stuff.
to a light-skinned teenager to a white man, and then a white woman.
Hey, they all facts. They all facts.
And then he died. I don't know what he was like Mickey Mouse when he died. I don't know what color bike it was when he died.
He's funny.
But what all I'm saying is, through all the mics, every single mic that we had.
I see new people in here. We talking about the conversation. Is Drake in 2021 better than Michael Jackson? I still believe Michael Jackson is better than Drake. You know, you just got to look at the influence. You know, you know, he has more of an influence than Drake. That's what I feel. So we're gonna look at some kids reacting to Michael Jackson like they wasn't even born, you know, even when he passed away. So
Kids react to music. This episode.
So they're gonna ask these kids, do they know Michael Jackson, and you know, do they know his songs? And it's crazy the way they react to these questions.
Today, we're actually going to be showing you a medley of some of the greatest hits from one of the biggest pop stars of all time.
Okay. Oh god. I don't like pop because it's not real music.
What is his name? Michael Jackson?
See, he knew who he was.
Yes! Michael Jackson! Michael Jackson!
And that's the question, like, when, you know, Drake career is over, you know, will they still remember Drake? So, you know, just Michael Jackson, excuse me, my throat. But Michael Jackson, you know, he had a big influence. So, you know, you just can't compare those two.
You should have known it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the greatest.
Like they said, you know, they love Michael Jackson, you know, and they probably weren't even born when he passed away. And, you know, he just got a huge influence.
Jackson.
Like his moves and his influence still amazes these young kids as well. So I'm about to get off, but I just need to do this video because this is a conversation that was very interesting. And I just wanted to show you some videos on how Michael Jackson influenced, music culture. And you comparing Drake to Michael Jackson, that's kind of crazy. But let me know in the comments, when this video go up, what you feel about this conversation. Is Drake in 2021 bigger than Michael Jackson? Let me know what you think. And those of you that has tuned in, thank you for tuning in. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Music tips and reviews with JG. Alright, I'll holler at you. Peace.